Welcome to CNU News, your source for video news on campus. I'm Victoria Shirley.
And I'm Justin Demps. Thanks for joining us today.
In this week's episode, we'll bring you information about the candidates running for Congress.
We've also got the scoop about why Santoro still has triple room.
Ever wonder what it's like to ride the city bus? Reporter Sarah Eppers brings you the info.
Be sure to stick around,
because we've got it all right here on CNU News.
There's a stigma on campus that riding Newport News city buses are below them and only for locals. Is there any truth to that? CNU News reporter Sarah Eppers rode one of the buses to find out.
Well, I'm here at the bus stop today. I decided to take the bus since I've never taken it, and I know a lot of other students haven't before. So I'll sit here and wait, and while I'm waiting, we'll find out why other students have never taken the bus.
Have you ridden the Hampton Roads bus system?
No, I have not.
No? Why haven't you?
I don't really know much about it. I don't know how much it costs or where the bus stops would be.
My brother went here 4 years ago, and he said he took the bus to a movie once, and then it never came back and got him, so he had to walk all the way back from the AMC in Hampton. So that's why I haven't been on it.
Have you ever been on the bus system?
Yes, I have.
Yeah? What did you think of it? How was the experience?
The experience wasn't that great. The buses were mainly late. My freshman year last year, I had to take the bus the first semester, and I'm usually late to my classes.
Okay, well, I'm getting my $1.50 out right now. The bus is about to come, and we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get on, and we're gonna go ahead and talk to them. All right. Well, I got on the bus. It was a little hard to get on the bus. I was a little confused. I didn't really understand what the bus driver was saying. She was a little weary of our camera, so she had to give a call, get us permission to get on. And after that, we rode down to Riverside Hospital. We had to pay $1.50. I really did feel like the misconceptions of the bus are kind of true. It was a little dark, a little scary. Everybody was real abrasive. Wrap on for you. All in all, I don't know that I would ever opt to use the bus. I would probably just stick with cars or friends who have cars. Well, those were my findings. For CNU News, I'm Sarah Eppers.
Sharing your dorm with one other person can be tough, but what about sharing your room with two other people? It's halfway through the semester and rooms in Santoro are still tripled. Does this mean there isn't enough housing for students? We sent Angie Villagran and Marty Brutson to find out.
Although plans are in the works to break ground on a new residence hall early this January, Christopher Newport must accommodate the ever-growing class populations now. I'm standing inside Santoro Hall where, at the beginning of the academic year, 60 traditionally doubled dorm rooms were overcrowded to accommodate 3 students. Currently, this number has only been reduced to 48, and students may be wondering when, if ever, these remaining rooms will be de-tripled.
My reaction when I found out that I was triple was like, oh no, I did not want this to happen to me, and it's happened. What do I do now?
It wasn't the fact that the girls hated each other or were having serious problems. It was just the living condition was too small for them.
After speaking with the students and RAs, we had a chance to sit down with the hall director of Santoro.
So we've had, a lot of people decline and offer to de-triple, and maybe because they like their roommates, or it could be, or a lot of times it's because they don't want to leave Santoro.
I feel that we have to still learn more about each other because we do have conflicts every once in a while because we're all 3 girls and that's going to happen.
It looks like, based on from my end, that if students want to go here and they're excited about going here, then we're going to find a space for them no matter, what that space may look like.
Though it seems unlikely that the issue of overcrowding will be solved for the majority of these students, many have resolved any conflicts and have adjusted well to their living conditions. This has been Andrew Villagran reporting from Santoro Hall.
On Monday, October 25th, Christopher Newport University for the first time put together a town hall format debate featuring the candidates for the 1st Congressional District of Virginia. The debate, held at Ferguson Center for the Arts, was organized by CNU students Nate Morris, Christine Raber, and Jeff Watson. It featured Democratic candidate Crystal Ball and Independent Green Party candidate Gail Parker. Not in attendance, Republican candidate Rob Whitman. When reached for comment, Mr. Whitman's campaign said it was due to a scheduling conflict. Filling in to represent the conservative view was CNU student Mike Casey. Organizer Nate Morris explained the purpose of the debate.
Make sure that students here are informed about voting, and tonight especially informed about how our leaders in politics will be tackling the role of service, community service, and leadership.
The format included questions from the panel as well as audience members. Following the debate, Ms. Ball spoke to me about running her campaign in the 1st District of Virginia. Now, Ms. Ball, you had mentioned that you try to avoid taking contributions from corporations and the Democratic Party. Have you found that's been difficult running your campaign, or are you still able to get funds from other sources?
We have been very successful in fundraising. It has been a challenge, though, and what we've had to do is really go online and get our message out there, and we've been very fortunate to have now a donor base of over 6,000 individuals nationwide, average contribution of $25. So that's the way that we've been able to build our support and get together. We've raised almost $1 million now, but it's come from over 6,000 individuals. And I feel like by doing that, I've really positioned myself so that if I am honored to serve the 1st District in Congress, I'll really be able to represent the people and be accountable first and foremost to the citizens.
It was great to have the opportunity for the CNU community to be part of the political process. But with roughly 30 attendees, I wonder if the community was ready to be part of it. For CNU TV, I'm Tim Krems.
2 local congressional candidates recently attended a town hall in the Ferguson Center. In case you missed it, Tim Krems was there to bring you the information.
Election day is right around the corner. This election is important because it'll decide which party will take Congress. But how many students are actually planning to vote or even know that Election day is coming up?
Can you plan on voting on November 2nd?
Yeah, but I'm not really going for either. You know, it's kind of like I'm just voting just to vote.
Probably not, just because I don't want to drive back to Richmond and I don't have, an absentee ballot. So I'm not driving back to Richmond to vote.
Yes.
Well, I still have to register because I turned 18 like last year, so I don't know. I guess once I register and everything, then maybe.
Yeah, I usually vote, so I'm gonna look into it.
The only election I really concern myself with is the presidential election. Okay. Not that the other ones don't matter, it's just that I only really vote in the presidential election.
No, I'm not from Virginia, so.
I am not a citizen.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
No, why?
I just don't want to.
On the topic of politics, we recently held a debate between representatives from the College Republicans and the Young Democrats about current events. Sam Thrift moderated the discussion. Let's hear what they had to say.
Thank you, Victoria. With the midterm elections fast approaching, voters are focusing on key issues to help them decide who they want to win in 2010. To help us better understand both parties' platforms on the issues, Allie Foreman, Vice President of the Young Democrats, and John Nixon, Public Relations Officer of the College Republicans, answered a few questions to clarify their party's positions. So welcome to the both of you. Our first question regards the shift of power that may occur when the election is over. In your mind, does Washington work better when one party controls both Congress and the White House, or when the power is divided between the two parties?
When there's one power that controls both of them, certain bills are obviously going to work in the right direction, but then again, there's a better system of checks and balances if the power is divided.
You know, the Obama administration and hopefully a Republican-controlled, at least Senate, can come together and lower our current deficit and figure out a way to do that.
Another political platform has emerged since the presidential election and has made itself known to the media. What is your opinion on the Tea Party movement?
I have a generally favorable opinion of the Tea Party. I think many of the values that they stand up for, they also are shared with the Republican Party. I know people think that maybe the Tea Party is showing a divisiveness within the Republican Party, but I think that the Republican Party and the Tea Party can work together and they can be another partner in our fight to bring America back to its constitutional beliefs.
I have a generally unfavorable opinion of the Tea Party. To me, the bottom line is the fact that they do not represent the views of America at all. 85% of them are over the age of 50, and around 99% of them are Caucasian Americans. And to me, this is in no way representative of the country as a whole. My biggest complaint with the Tea Party is that they do not have a firm platform on really any issue at all. You can talk to one Tea Partier and they have a completely different view on things such as gay marriage and women's rights than from one Tea Partier to the next. They are not united.
The economy has been called the most important factor when picking a candidate to vote for. In the last 2 years, Congress has passed several economic stimulus bills. Do you think these stimulus bills have helped the job situation in our country or not?
I believe many of the stimulus packages have hurt the country. We are just in trillions and trillions of dollars in debt, and we hear reports and reports after this stimulus money being spent on things that just don't create jobs.
The fact remains that the majority of the stimulus packages that Obama has passed, around 75% of them, have actually created jobs statistically.
Why do you feel it's important that CNU students should vote?
I know it's not required, it's not a law that you have to vote, but as a responsible citizen, as somebody who has this blessed right to vote, you should use that.
I completely agree with what John said. I think that over the years, different groups have earned the right to vote in America. It would become a complete waste of American citizenship to ignore political responsibility that everybody has.
Thank you, Allie and John, for your opinions. We will see which way the rest of the country leans after the election on November 2nd. For CNU News, I'm Sam Thrift. Back to you, Justin and Victoria.
That's all we have for you today for CNU News. I'm Justin Debs. Thanks for joining us today.
And I'm Victoria Shirley. Make sure to stay up to date with what's going on campus
Through CNUTV.org
and thecaptainslog.org. We have new online episodes and a fresh newspaper every Wednesday just for you. See you next time.